because like way leads on to way.
Right. So you knew how to sing.
I could carry it too.
So you had some experience singing, kind of.
Yeah.
And then you decided you were going to learn how to sing opera.
Well, what really happened was I decided that my toolbox wasn't going to let me work in the construction trades or do anything my pop could do. And he really was a magician, and I really took his advice seriously. So I wanted to be in entertainment. I didn't want to be in the opera. I wanted to be on TV, but I needed an agent. And I couldn't get an agent unless I had my Screen Actors Guild card. And I couldn't get my SAG card unless I had an agent. So I couldn't audition for things that I wanted to do unless I found a way around this weird tautology. And a friend of mine, a guy called Mike Gellert, told me, he said, hey, so there's the Screen Actors Guild. There, at the time, there was AFTRA, and I'm sure you were part of both.
Yeah.
The thing you didn't know about was AGMA. The American Guild of Musical Artists is a sister union to the Screen Actors Guild and to AFTRA, who have since combined. And the rule back then was if you could get into any of them, you could simply pay your dues to the other, and then you were in. So for me, it was easier to kind of fake my way into the opera than it was onto a sitcom. So my plan...
This is all diabolical.
Well, I mean,
a great plan. I mean, it's like that kind of strategic thinking is very valuable. You should be in the Navy or something.
Well, look, I was just trying to get a job.
I know, but it's clever.
Well, there's always a stage door, right? I mean, there's always a back way in,
right?
And so I thought, I memorized the aria. I auditioned. I was stopped halfway through it by the musical director, a guy named Bill Yanutzi, who was like, Mr. Rowe, you have no idea what you're saying at all, do you?
Because you're saying the words wrong. You were just repeating the sounds.
I was singing it loud, and I was singing it like I understood what I was saying.
Right.
All I really understood was the repertory company was desperate for young men with low voices. I knew that. And so I kind of looked the part. So whatever, I got into it, and my plan was to do one production or one season. Like they would do 3 shows in a season. And I had some friends who were in the chorus, and I was just a chorus member. I'm just holding a spear and just singing along with the rest of the chorus. And my plan was to do 1 or 2 of those, get my card, and then buy my SAG card, and then go about the business of being a famous TV star, right? I mean, simple. Well, the music, man, the music was so much better than I imagined it might be. And like when you get up in the catwalks of like a real theater, I mean, you've done shows in these theaters. It's just nothing magically different about them. But when there's a full orchestra playing the hell out of Verdi or Rachmaninoff, and you're looking down on this scene and you're looking out at the audience, and the sound is just amazing. And the girls, so like there were 80 people, I guess, in the rep company, more or less. 45 women, 35 guys. 30 of the guys had zero interest in 100% of the women, and of the remaining 5 straight dudes, 3 were married, and the only other single guy had a mole the size of your thumb on his eyelid with thick black hair like growing out of it. It was just, I was really the only straight dude.
You were the belle of the ball.
And I'm dressed like a Viking or a pirate. And I'm going on stage, and I'm a fake. I mean, I admit it. I barely learned the language enough to kind of keep up, and people in the chorus took pity on me, and it was a world, really. It was a world that I didn't know existed, and once I saw it, I didn't fall in love with it, but I fell in love with the idea that there were worlds out there that I didn't know anything about and that were maybe more interesting than I thought. And so I stayed for 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I never got out of the chorus. I never had like a featured role. I had a couple lines here and there.